Hey folks, hacking this and that back again with another tutorial. Actually, this time I'm going to introduce you to something new. I stumbled across these guys a number of weeks ago, and they had a private beta that they were doing for a Helium integration. And this is another integration platform that you can use. Let me just pull over. I think I forgot to grab a page here. Um, that you can use with the Helium platform. And I just want to quickly introduce this to you guys. Yeah, let me drag this over here as my computer gets really slow for a brief moment. Um, yes, so uh, I was looking for some tools and integration options on building my own personal projects. And I came across these guys. I'm going to butcher this name, I'm sure. Qubitro, but interesting little platform. Relatively new in the, I'll say, helium space, obviously, because nobody's heard of them yet. And you're getting a first glimpse exclusive. But the cool thing about this is their structure is very similar to DataCake. So that starter package gives you 2 devices, a project, a dashboard, 30 days of retention, and just basic general community support. They do have their own Discord, but then you get into the scaling option. So they've done their pricing model not all that dissimilar to sort of the VPS virtual private servers where you pay by the hour. Now, I don't know too many applications, or at least I haven't come up with any too many applications where I would only need a sensor configured and running for a number of hours. But maybe you've got an application where you want to do short-lived projects. If it does run out for the full month, you're looking at $2 a month, which is on par for many of the other integration platforms. Up to 100 devices. Now, just to be careful with the wording on this, that is still $2 per device. 5 projects, 10 dashboards, 3 months of data retention, which for me is really good because I am going to be integrating a monthly report on my data for my clients. So being able to go back a month or 2 months worth of data is good for me. And then they get their standard support and community support. So I'm going to skip through the how to sign up part because I'm sure you can figure that out and jump right to the portal. So I've gone ahead and created a new project, and I'm on the devices page here. And this is where things get a little different. So in order to create the integration, you have to do a little bit of work. We need to go here to add source. And come on, there we go. We want LoRaWAN, we want Helium, continue, and it's basically going to tell you how to set up the integration on console. So there's these 2 header values that need to be copied into a HTTP integration. So I'm going to grab all of these because I use a copy buffer tool that allows me to streamline this. And then I'm going to come over here to console. And this is my demo console that I've got. So there's my trusty LHT65 temperature sensor, currently feeding or continuing to feed information into DataCake. So we're going to go back over to integration. And only because I forgot to do this beforehand, I'll go ahead and delete that integration and we'll recreate from scratch. So add new, HTTP. The first thing it wants is that endpoint URL. So I bring up my copy tool and there's my URL. And then my first header was the project ID and project ID value. And then I need a second header of webhook signing key and my key. Now, obviously, I'm not masking these out. These are just for a demo account. I'll delete that dashboard when I'm done, so don't bother trying to spam my integration. And then I need to come down here and give it a integration name. So I will call it Qubitro, and I'm probably still butchering that. And add. And that is the integration setup. Now, how to connect my data to it. Actually, let's jump back over here and just go, okay, I'm done. And it says, you don't have any devices. And if I refresh, you still don't have any devices. Surprise. So back over to my flow. I need to grab my integration and bring that down here. And then, unlike DataCake, it needs a decoder. Now, I say that it needs a decoder because they do have their own decoding capability, very much the same as DataCake, but they do not have a library. You have to write your own. And I'm lazy. I already have a decoder, so why write a new decoder in a platform when I already have one? So there's my flow setup. Yeah, I'm just being a little ridiculous on lining that up. So I'm going to come back over to my device, and there is my trusty temp sensor. And I'm going to come down here, and my computer is going to whine and complain and groan about all the other things that are consuming memory and resources at the moment, and how hard it is to draw graphs and tables. And there we go. So you can see my earlier failed attempts to uplink to this integration. That's because I was assuming that it could determine what I was sending and figure out its own decoder. Then I read the manual. Surprise. So I'm going to open up the debugger here and go ahead and activate my sensor. And there's my uplink. There is the request sent to Qubitro, and there is the response. And the absence of those little red arrows tells me that the response was accepted successfully. So I jump back over to the integration portal, and my computer is really not happy. And I refresh, and there's my device. Now, I don't know how long the data takes to format, but I do know at this point whether there's anything there or not. I can jump right over to the monitoring. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new dashboard. I know I have data. Quick dashboard. And let's add some widgets. So we got a temp sensor, so we're going to call the widget temp. I need this project, this device, and a temperature gauge. And it wants to know, what am I measuring? I happen to be measuring temperature in Celsius. And create widget. Come on. This little make sure your device has data thing, I don't remember seeing that there before. So, just to make sure, we'll go ahead and activate our sensor a couple more times. There's one. There's two. Oh, wasn't long enough. There's 2 packets. We'll do one more just for good measure. 3 packets. Okay. Will you let me create a widget now? No. I did not make a large enough sacrifice to the demo gods, and this is going to prove me wrong. So, just because I don't want to scrap this video and start again later, last seen 34 seconds ago. Okay, it has to have something that it can work with. So, add a widget, temp, this project, this device, and temperature gauge. Ah, there we go. That's the part that was missing. What values? So this is parsing out that payload that the decoder has sent. And in there I've broken out the temperature DS18B20, which is the probe temperature. External sensor is a status that it has an external sensor. Then I've got battery voltage, humidity SHT20, that's the humidity reading inside the actual sensor. Temperature SHT20, that's the temperature inside the sensor. And then my battery level, which is good, bad, ugly, or something to that nature. So I just want to grab my probe temperature and specify that I'm measuring temperature in Celsius and create widget. I did select one. There we go. We have created a widget. Okay, what else can we do here? Well, they have a variety of widgets. I don't want to get into a comparison game. They could use some more, but let's be realistic and realize that I am just trying to set up a temp sensor. So let's go ahead and grab, I guess yeah, let's grab a liquid gauge just for fun. Sometimes this is a neat way to represent humidity as being wet. So what is this? I don't see, well, let's just do a percent. Wave frequency, I guess I can make it really wavy. Does it make it look really choppy? Yep. I put that back down to something normal. So it will not let me specify my own unit. So, and there is no percentage. So we're just going to leave that as no unit identified and go ahead and create our widget. So now we've got some temperature, we got some humidity, and let's go ahead. I realize now that I just called that other one temp as well, so forgive me for my error. And we'll just call this one volts, and same project, same device, and battery. Continue, and I want my battery voltage. Units is going to be volt. I guess I got a choice to stand it upright or hold it horizontal. I kind of like the horizontal. Let's go with that. And go ahead and create our widget. And there is my battery voltage, 3.034. Perfect. All right. So that was everything I wanted to cover with you guys. Really quick and simple introduction to this new platform and how easy it is to get integrated. So if this is interesting to you, as I said, it is Qubitro.com. And hope you like it. Have an awesome day and good luck with your projects. If anybody needs a hand talking about sensors, sensor applications, business use cases, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. My DMs are open. I'm around most days, hacking this and that. So have an awesome day.